My name is Charles Clayton.
My name is Denise Clayton. We first decided to be foster parents after our children had moved out and they were in college and we knew they wouldn't be back home. Then we decided that the house was pretty empty and we really missed kids around it. So that's when we decided, with a little talk,
Yes.
to Charlie about, let's be foster parents. And he was like, baby, no, we just finished being parents. And then he, finally he said, well, maybe, baby, that is our calling. He says, let's do it. So we started, taking the classes and we became foster parents. And it's 17 years now?
17 years now, right?
Mm-hmm. I came about it probably because my son was my biggest challenge. My daughter, she just was the perfect child. And I thought, well, maybe I could handle girls, because boys, oh my God, my son just, but I mean, what he did wasn't bad. It was just that mischievous, And I was like, he is really a challenge. So let me just do girls, because you can kind of talk to girls and they'll understand. You can rationalize with girls.
Well, it was challenging, but the girls, first thing when kids came in, the first thing is, hey, daddy. And that was like, wow, here we go. And the daddy little girl.
The advice that I would have is that it's really got to be for someone that's wanting to become a foster parent. It really takes a lot of patience, love, long suffering. But it's worth it when you know you made a difference in that child's life. Well, they always find their way back, especially Christmas. Everybody goes home for Christmas. So they come back and they expect those presents under the tree. They never grow up in that respect because they always come back home. Even if they go back to their parents, they'll call you and say, I want to come home for Christmas. Especially if they've spent a fair amount of time with you, And some of them I had 5 years and 3 years. So, they're in and out.
And, the phones just started ringing like crazy. During the holiday times, Thanksgiving, Christmas, phones started ringing, cards started coming in, and it's like, oh, yeah, okay, this is so-and-so. Oh, yeah, I remember you, and how you doing? And some of the kids, some of them be married, have family, but they never forget.
Mm-hmm. And they put in their order for what they want me to cook for them on Christmas Day, just for them. It's very important for kids to feel like there's a home they can come to. I have a lot of blow-up beds. So during the holidays, if they come in and we run out of bed space, we blow up these little queen-size beds, and they're just all over the house. We're all family, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And my wife said we need a bigger house. And I think if we had a bigger house, we'd have a lot more kids. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, well, let's keep it down a little bit. She said, no, we need a bigger house.
I said that. I told my husband, God's going to give us a big house, and I'm going to have all the kids I want to have. I love kids. I want 8 or 9. I want the dinner table to set 12. Mm-hmm. I love that.
And during the holiday times is probably the wonderful time to have kids that comes into your life because they get a chance to be with a family, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And, I tell you, to see their faces and, it's like, wow. And then, first thing they say, are you going to adopt me? Mm-hmm. And we said, well, we're not in adoption. We're here to help, but...
Your calling was foster care.
That's what we said. When we first started as foster parents, I told the agency, I'll take any baby you got. Don't give me no teenagers. And it was like the first child that I got was a teenager. And, of course, being new in foster parent, you're like, well, I got to make this challenge, But I said, I told you don't give me no teenagers. And she's like, well, we got to give you what we need, So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. And I worked with her, and I mean, it's really, I was like, well, maybe teenagers are okay, you know? And that's how I started working with the first when she was 12, and I think she was about 15 when she left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got all of that 13 hormonal change thing going on, but we worked through it. And then before she left, there was another one in. And after she left, there was another one in. We usually had 2 at all times. We might have a break with one for 2 weeks. And then another one would come in, and they were all teenagers. So I said, okay, Lord, this must be what you want me to do.
And Church Home Society does. They give you a lot of support, because no matter what child you get, you're going to need that support, teenagers or young. And they have a lot of courses, Love and Logic, courses for dads, for any situation they have courses for. So taking those courses is very helpful, because sometimes it can be very difficult with some of the kids that comes in. But most of them are the same. It's the same old thing, is trust, having patience, and show them love. So these kids, they don't understand the word love. We had one male child that we brought in, and he was going good in school, and we gave him gifts, and he couldn't understand it. He's like, why are you doing this for me? I mean, why do I deserve this? And we said, because we love you. And, it makes a difference when you talk to these kids, because, like I say, they don't know you. And, they will open up. And one thing my wife and I did, we encourage foster parents to do, is my wife and I, when we first get kids, we take them out. We take them out to eat. We take them out to a restaurant so they can be relaxed. And then we start talking to them. And then they'll feel more comfortable. Then they'll start talking. And then we start communicating. And it's wonderful. Vacation time, we go on vacation. My wife and I would maybe do a vacation by ourselves, for a week or so. But then most of the time we'd take the kids. We didn't do respites. We took kids with us on vacation. And it's just unbelievable. These kids, some of them haven't been to a beach. Some have never seen a train. I mean, it's just so much that these kids have missed. And for us to be a part of it and show them all these things, they're like, wow. To see the expression on their face, I mean, being a man, you talk about it, but you get goosebumps and you feel like you want to cry a little bit too, because you're like just amazed, and it's just, I get excited talking about it, and because I got interested a lot in doing foster care later, because during my school years I was a camp counselor, and I dealt with a lot of kids, and then also I did the Naval Cadets organization, a youth organization. I've been with them for like 7 years and worked with kids. So I guess the Lord had all this, already knew what I was going to be doing. And I guess it was all preparing me for this. And when my wife mentioned about doing foster care, I was like, do you really want to? We just got rid of 2. She said, but when I saw some of the videos and commercials on TVs and just looking at some of those kids, I said, we could do this. About 18 years now. 17 years, over 30-some kids, between coming from New York, coming down here. Mm-hmm. And it's been wonderful. We have kids that we help. We have kids that sometimes, we have to let them go back. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing, my wife gets upset is, why they always call you dad? It takes for a while to call me mom. Well, daddy, little girl, it's daddy.
He rubs that in.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Especially when the one that we gets adopted, the first time we saw her, she ran up, grabbed me. You gonna be my daddy? I said, yeah. Okay.